Okay. Totally ready to go. My camera is as out of focus as I am. Alright. Unless they've changed it again. It is a best of 3 into a best of 3, and it is a PvP, so I probably missed something very important. We do have herO in the top left and MaxPax in the bottom right, and Corporeal is the map. MaxPax obviously doing his 1-gate expand. herO, who almost looks like Zerg on this map. It's very purple on the man. Did go for a 2-gate. Things have gone a little weird here. Oracle actually chased down herO's Stalker. You don't see that very often. But the Oracle came out, decided that it needed to help, I suppose, in an attack. Is that what happened? And then chased down a Stalker successfully. How about that? Blink's coming out for herO. MaxPax also getting Blink, as one does. herO has done, occasionally, a Phoenix vs. Phoenix battle. 1-gate versus 1-gate, Phoenix versus Phoenix. It generally does not end in his favor. Sometimes it does. But generally, I give Phoenix to MaxPax. And so avoiding it seems like the right call. But it can be annoying still to play out this game, even though you're doing something that's less volatile. Like Blink. There are still opportunities for MaxPax. Not just to take advantage of what you're doing, which I guess if he did go like mass Phoenix, like if he still went into Phoenix and tried to run around and, you know, kill all the probes, it can be annoying. I don't think pro gamers really do that. But rather, you might think, okay, well, I've gotten to the next phase of PvP faster than the guy. What's annoying is that you didn't really. Like, Blink is almost as fast, even though they also got that Stargate. And they got the faster Nexus, so... But I'm sure herO, he did skimp on the actual gateway production, probably chronoed his probes, so we actually don't have that much of a probe difference, and the third Nexus timing is also the same. What is annoying is, like I said, they are at Stalkers as well. They are at Blink as well. They can actually catch you by surprise, kind of like as if it wasn't one of these severe different openers, where one person goes into the Blink attack, and the other person tries to go into more economy. One person tries to invest more into technology and upgrades, other person invests more into army. Well, in this case, MaxPax did invest a little more into army, at least in the right location. The Oracle giving that high ground vision. herO's army was actually just as big, even bigger, in fact. But it does have the unfortunate problem of having to deal with the stasis traps. Oh, no. He did not see that second stasis trap, and now so many units out of the equation. The Immortal was even a little bit in trouble. Fortunately, the probe pull... Nope, will not save it. Nope. Never mind. That will at least mean that a couple more probes do die for MaxPax. Or, sorry, more Stalkers die, but... 7 probes have died for herO. He lost the Immortal. He's losing more probes. Another stasis trap that herO's trying to get ahead of, which is fine. I mean, if MaxPax loses all of his Stalkers, well then, hey, there's a counterattack possible, but he's not going to. Hey, Diesel, what's up, man? Cinco de Drinko. I can't drink like I used to. I get the tumbly-wumblies. But I did just go and smoke some weed, so... It's what the kids call cross-faded. And it is my alternative to getting simply drunk. Because, yeah, I can't handle being drunk anymore. Can't do it! MaxPax managed to give himself quite the worker lead. And that's going right now into a 4th base. Still at a very close army supply, but that will change as the economy continues to just go up and up for MaxPax. Another stasis trap as well. Oracle's still alive. Keep doing this. Oracle instead went into the main, I guess, to check out what was going on. Stasis traps still around the map. And still there for scouting purposes at the very least. Sees the army moving out like that. MaxPax's 4th base might seem like an overextension, but I think if herO did push, which it does seem like he's planning on it with the War Prism on the way, I actually think MaxPax would already be rewarded for all the economy investments. I don't think he's in trouble here much. You do still have to take it seriously.
Hostile forces detected. Arming rate
MaxPax
defensive.
should be okay. He's even got cannons on the way, which actually might mean that he's a little more worried about the possible harassment than he is a frontal attack. He does need to confirm that herO is actually trying to attack him and is not getting a 4th base, which is exactly what this squad is doing right now. Now that he knows, will he try and do anything different? No, he's going to take advantage of finding herO out of position with some of his reinforcing units, go after them. herO forced to pull back. This is all time that MaxPax now has to defend at home if he doesn't somehow win this engagement anyway. Does he just win? Is he... Like, herO is going to move out to kill him, and Max was like, no, I'm ready to kill you first. Okay, no, I didn't think it would work, but, you know, as far as the trades go, it's still pretty good for MaxPax. He is the one that has 11 more workers, an entire base to saturate. And herO, that was his timing. That was, you know, he's got the Warp Prism, his army was on the move, the +1 had finished, and MaxPax just threw a wrench into it. And now, yeah, MaxPax could probably just continue taking fights outside of Shield Battery. He could probably still be on the offensive. herO, I don't know what the backup plan is. Apparently it's the all-in again. Okay. The BLML, thank you for that raid. And that will be herO's last attack. MaxPax is kind of making sure of it, or at least trying to, with some Zealot harassment. There's a chance that herO's attack manages to kill a Nexus, for instance, and 20 probes, and then it's very similar in the economy game, but I don't think it's going to happen. Currently, herO army supply lead. And MaxPax has Zealots that aren't being... I guess they both have Zealots that aren't helping on the front lines. Shield Battery is going to have to be used, but here comes some Zealots to help out. herO's own Zealots stuck behind the Stalkers without charge. Not as useful, but somehow managed to make their way up. Immortal gets focus fired. herO trying to make this work. I really didn't think it was going to work. MaxPax maybe not giving it enough credit. Maybe could have had some forward shield batteries or more defensive stasis traps. He does manage to find the Warp Prism, though, and that's going to put herO's attack on a timer. He still has not killed all of the Stalkers with MaxPax, so that is a problem. He's not reinforcing as much as MaxPax is, who still has all of his gateways powered as well. Some of those Stalkers that grabbed the Warp Prism. A little bit of an awkward spot here, but herO was pretty all in, and he still hasn't killed, I think, enough. Although 19 probes is getting close. More Zealots come in from MaxPax again with that very crucial charge. We also got +2 as a timer. Stasis Trap takes out 3 units. That's all you really need. And this is herO pushed back. So the next time, if he doesn't tap out here, he will be up against +2 attack Stalkers. That was closer. Maybe even MaxPax expected too. Because MaxPax had to have known this was on the way. I might be a little twisted, but MaxPax saw a lot of the signs. Seemed very intentional what he was doing. But he did not go for the stasis traps defensively. He did not add on shield batteries. So I don't think he saw it as much of a threat. And he was right at the end of the day. He's going to win. But it was kind of close. We're not really ready to give up, but he's actually running out of minerals at this point. Mining. Starting to lose out on the entire game. I'm actually really surprised he hasn't left. I don't... He knows about all 4 bases, right? Oh my god! Wait a minute! Did herO not know about that base? He had to have. I mean, even seeing just like the 2 pylons that he saw, usually is a pretty good indicator that base was up. But now that he's seen it, he still isn't tapping out, so he just really thinks that he has a chance. Thanks, Diesel. Oh, boy. Did we get a... Holy shit, we got a dono. I was saying thanks, Diesel, for the nice wishes. I did not look at the donation. Oh, my God. As we see the last moments of this game, herO defending, hoping, I suppose, that MaxPax messes up somehow. That this is not a particularly micro-heavy battle. Well, I mean, it can't. It is, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. MaxPax could just wait until he has more shit. So what I'm trying to say is there's not a lot that I would see going wrong for MaxPax as he continues to call herO's numbers. herO may be just frustrated because he thinks he had a chance at winning. You know, that's sometimes why you see people stay in the game for a long time. Sometimes they think they have a chance, which is fine. Sometimes they, you know, that's just who they are. And then sometimes it's because they thought they were going to win at one point. And you're just kind of like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This fucking sucks. But you know, it doesn't fucking suck. Diesel's donation of $500. That's the biggest donation I've gotten in years. The last one might have been by Diesel. So thank you very much, Diesel. I know he already left, but still. Happy B-Day, weed money, lol. That would be a lot of weed. Yeah. More than you can actually buy at any given visit to a dispensary. I know, right? Damn. Hot diggity damn. Trying to be fully crossfaded. Doesn't go down as smooth as it once did. Thanks, Dono. Oh, Bjorn. Thank you, Smanty. It's very nice of you. Whew. Burns on the way down, it does. Usually, it's very smooth and I like it, and it doesn't cause any incredible reactions. But today, just this whiskey's hitting a little different. In the top left of the grid, we have MaxPax. In the top right, it is herO. I don't think I've seen this map. This is a third U-shaped map. Yes. I'm glad I vetoed it, because I have no idea what this map is. This looks like a little inspiration from Habitation Station. Oh ho! You have no idea how far I was reaching into the bag for that one. It used to be instant, you know, obviously when it was in the map pool, but 4 years ago, I remember that name, no problem. 2025, that's tough. Anyway, it's still not actually very much like it, to be honest. Aside from the fact that there's a gold base, which is shared on this map, and Habitation Station it wasn't shared, there's not much actually that's similar. It's just a U-shaped map with a gold base up top that you can fight over. Maybe some of the same kind of complexities of the entrails. And actually a rather large map, to be honest. I don't know what the rush distance is, but there's so many bases to the bottom side that are very far away from the opponent's bases. Just, you know, that kind of means that the more that you're away from your own base, the more you're kind of committing to it. The more you're opening up your own self for run-bys. And the more that the defender's advantage could kick in, especially if you're not the Protoss race who has Warp Gate, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's the first time I think I've cast it. Looks like a giant frog with a blue butthole. God damn it. God damn it if that's not also now what I see. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, no, you can't unsee it. It really looks like that. It really does. Someone else come up with something else. Anything else. MaxPax once again 1 gate expanding. herO sticking with the 2 gate, by the way. This time he's like fully committing on 1 base by grabbing a Stargate. So he will be really quite behind on the probes if he were to say not kill any. Now I think that's rather unlikely. I think he will kill some amount of probes. He also looks like he's going for an attack along with this. Wait, am I just completely... Oh yeah, no, I'm totally twisted. Literally, that is Stargate from MaxPax. That makes so much more sense. I was looking at the building tab. Structure tab, there we go. I was looking at the structure tab, and I was like, where's the other Stargate? No, it's because it was still in creation. MaxPax's not quite ready to go yet on that one. Oracle is still coming out first for him, though. herO is just straight up 3-gating. Well, eventually 4-gating. But, yeah. He is straight up gateway all-inning. Now, this is something that herO used to do all the time versus MaxPax. And eventually, it just, frankly, stopped working enough to be worth it. So, I'm a little, not exactly surprised to see it. It's just that I had gotten comfortable with herO trying to match MaxPax's energy. And instead, in this series, bringing back what we usually think of herO as, which is a very aggressive player. Shield battery now, but save that at depth, unfortunately. That was what MaxPax was trying to do. 2 probes have gone down to the Oracle of MaxPax, which importantly survives. You might need that for a stasis trap. Good target fire there from MaxPax. The Stalker is still alive. Shield battery is coming down every which way we look. Void Ray finally appears. It is a little vulnerable, but the Stalker count's not high enough yet, so shield battery did come in there. I got the joke or on a habit, and I think it's very funny. Void Ray is still alive. That is certainly the most important thing here, but you do kind of need fodder for it. And we're talking about 1 Stalker and a handful of probes. Also, one hell of an Artosis pylon. Oh, no! 3 shield batteries taken out of equation. Thankfully, the other one was on the high ground pylon, but still. This actually looks like it's going to work for herO. Second Void Ray is out, but again, not well protected. It needs those shield batteries. It needs, you know, maybe even a force field. Yeah, that actually was very, very good, but the Nexus will not be saved. That is enough damage for herO to try and macro out of this. And it's probably just the better decision than trying to end the game right now. As jumping on top of these Void Rays, and who knows what else is on the high ground, is generally not a good idea. MaxPax, unfortunately for him, it's not that he has really a lot of counterattack opportunity. He kind of just needs to get the Nexus back up as soon as possible. Which is why he's not just simply waiting for all of the shield batteries to go down. He wants to try and save that investment. By saving that investment, maybe he can grab a Nexus. But the Oracle still is showing no Nexus for herO, so he doesn't really have to get the Nexus immediately. It just would have been nice to save these 3 shield batteries. Well. The Void Rays actually make their way across the map. Very dangerous to do. Void Rays are glass cannons, but 3 of them against what is only 4 gateways worth of production. 1 being in proxy. That has some pepper on it. Recall is going to have to be used. Something that MaxPax hopefully was remembering. There is no blink on the field, not anytime soon, so the Void Ray should be able to escape. Play a little chase game. Yeah, the Stalker's even getting bunched up in the main. I think they were trying to cut off any attempted harassment. But anyway, that opens up the opportunity for MaxPax to reach out and kill this pylon. You think? Maybe not. herO Stalkers that looked like they're going to chase the Void Rays actually went across to save the proxy gateway. And maybe more. Well, MaxPax, yeah, I was going to say, not paying attention initially, does eventually pay attention. Immortal comes out here, doesn't save the Stalker, but he is just taking a fairly effective trade, thanks to the Immortal timing, and he knows he has a stasis trap. The hallucination is like, what are you doing? Why are you so confident? Well, the Immortal not only was going to take down so many Stalkers with it, the stasis trap was there. And it doesn't look like herO was wary of that. You can definitely see a stasis trap if you're really looking for it, but he was not. 4 Stalkers taken out of this upcoming battle as the Void Rays come back. Looks like one of them was caught. 2 of them really were caught because one's almost dead. This is not as easy as it looks. MaxPax thinking that he was getting the better end of this, that he was the one tricking herO, and herO just had so much more. MaxPax still holding on though, but where else? What other units does he have after this Immortal dies? Oh, shield battery! Oh my god, the shield battery actually really helping out here. I mean, maybe MaxPax isn't dead, actually. So many Stalkers from herO came in at the perfect time when MaxPax had already committed so far onto the map. But maybe still not a game-ending amount. herO's Nexus is done, however. The Immortal is now locked out from the shield battery, and maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe this is still a game over. If the Nexus can't complete, it's 100% game over. But 2 Stalkers warped in. Another Immortal arrives in the nick of time. Proxy Gateway was no longer up and running since the pylon was sniped. Maybe? herO is up by 8 workers, though. Maybe part of the reason MaxPax has gotten this Oracle. Blink is also on the way. MaxPax has not gotten the Twilight Council as of yet, so he is very far behind on that technology. So much so that I'm going to guess he doesn't even bother going for it. He might try and do charge Immortal Archon at this point. But the Blink Stalkers are going to start really controlling the map. And if they continue to deny a third base at this point, that's where herO can get really, really far ahead. He's ahead now, but he can get even farther. Oracle comes into actually Baron main base. Okay, yeah, not something that herO was thinking of with all the action and micro focus on the front lines. Fortunately, there wasn't that many probes there. And his army wasn't too far away. In fact, Blink just finished, which is something that MaxPax was not wary of. Holy shit, that Oracle lived. 4 probes were killed. In total, 8. Resources lost. Kind of favoring MaxPax at this point now, believe it or not. But herO has the map control. Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of forgot this was another option. Charge Immortal Archon, I mean, does have a 2 base all in it, but I would say it is more maybe for like that 3rd base and then attack after. Resident Enclaves. Resident Enclaves, Mass Adepts, Immortal, and whatever else you got. The kitchen sink thrown at your opponent. herO. I think the biggest tell that this is what is going to happen is just that lack of 4th gas. If they were trying to get to Archons, they would take all the gases. So, and well, I guess if they're going to get Blink, if this was Blink, then there probably would be a 3rd base, right? I mean, I think that's enough evidence. Plus an Adept got warped in, which could be used for harassment. And, you know, it's only 1 right now, so it is just kind of a weird thing to look at. But I feel like that's enough evidence. Resident Enclaves, almost done. Hallucination. It's going to be able to see the exact timing of the move out. Stasis Trap planted down. Observer seeing herO's army movements. MaxPax got a couple of crucial tools here. Making sure to do the double Stasis Trap too, because I think herO has been mostly good about looking for the first one. But then gets overeager on the second. Okay, he wasn't looking at that first one, that's for sure. Couple of key units taken out of the equation, including the sentries that actually had the most energy. 1 force field, oh well, 2 are still down, so that's going to be enough. Adepts also, obviously, can go through force fields, so the chance... You can choose to go for the economic damage, but most of the time, this is either win here, or you're dead anyway. That is a very aggressive blink, a very herO blink indeed. Immortal was the focus, but the Warp Prism comes in clutch. Immortal for herO, though, also... just taken so many of the Stalkers away. Now we're only down to the Immortals. Warp in does happen. 3 Immortals and however many Adepts that is. And the Stasis Trap as well. I only mentioned because if herO did blink right there, he would have been in trouble. Yeah, he did see it. Well, maybe he didn't see it because 3 Stalkers still caught out like that. Only 1 shield battery? 2 shield batteries. Okay. Yeah, okay. 2 shield batteries plus the recharge. I think MaxPax is going to be alright, or sorry, herO's going to be alright. MaxPax lost the Warp Prism as well, so he doesn't have any of those fast warp-ins. When the Protoss starts to shade the Adepts, that's the attack didn't win. The attack didn't work. Let me see if I could somehow make the economy even enough. And the last few times that we've seen this, it wasn't successful. But this actually looks like the most successful one so far, by far. 15 probes have gone down, but you are almost guaranteeing the death of the Adepts. And if you lose all your Adepts, what army do you have at home? Not much. 16 probes went down, and even though that is the best I've seen from the last second, okay, this didn't work, let me try this, it still might not be enough. Oh my god, I feel so tired. herO on triple pro production also has the choice to go into macro. You know, MaxPax, if he had gotten a 3rd Nexus, and then also put them within 3 workers of each other, then that's definitely a choice he could have made, but 2 base not going to be worth it. You might as well pull the probes now. That's actually what he should do. Why not? And there's no real winning decision, I think, for MaxPax here, too. You know, herO invests a couple of chronos and more than a couple of rounds of probe production. That's a lot of money. But he's not lacking in the army department because of it, which would usually be the trade-off. But when you're this far ahead, there is no trade-off. You both build army and you build workers, and you're fine. Also an upgrade. +1 attack to 0. Scout See Justice, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Time for some Red Bull. I didn't think that far ahead. Yeah, that's not gonna win. And there's not enough probes to be killed, I think. Gotta give the old college try, though. herO once again with a herO blink. It was good enough. Good enough. And now it's MaxPax's time to stay in the game a little longer than expected, honestly. GG's. Not too much longer. Tied up 1-1. Should have had an alcoholic monster. I've had alcoholic Red Bulls. And they're fun. OG for Loco. For Loco. I've never tried it and I don't want to. By the way, if your dragon get back to me on the math.
Thank you for your monetary
GSL
support.
versus RSL.
Happy B-Day ZG.
Thank you very much, Flurry, with the $10. Ooh, McDonald's Flurry. That cat is a boy. He's Dimitri. Any guesses on how much money, how much more money each season of GSL is than RSL? As we get into the third game. In the bottom left, MaxPax, top right, herO. Killer's Mile. 200%. I mean, I can't do percentages. That's crazy. Why would you even? 20k more? 20k is close. Each GSL season is 28k to the players. Each RSL season is 3.5k. At least 350. At least, you are correct. That is also correct, yeah. But yeah, that's a $25,000 difference. Oh well. That's a lot. That's a lot. But for some reason, boasting that RSL has twice the crowdfunding than GSL is a good thing for a Reddit thread. I don't know. I guess the idea could be that you're pretty sure GSL won't continue, but RSL will. Yeah, it's way more expected than I expected too. I mean, I really had forgotten how much GSL was paying out even after the budget cuts. So I had no frame of reference, basically. That was still more than I thought. Oh yeah, the GSL has you know, big resources. You know, one of the reasons they've been able to do what they do is that they have that studio space no matter what, whether it's empty or it's broadcasting. And I'm guessing that means some of the workers as well. I'm not sure it's exactly union, but I'm guessing they got like a salary. So that's huge. That's production money that they're going to have anyway. hero's probe does go down, which, yeah, we actually do kind of want to save that. But we got ourselves a little mirror matchup. 1 gate versus 1 gate. Both of them sending out the units out to each other. The Zealots of MaxPax, I thought, saw this on the way. Still got caught by the Zealot a little bit with the Adept. As long as you get the wall off, though. That's the most important thing. Phoenix versus Phoenix, by the way, guys, too. Just a reminder, if herO wins this, which I don't believe, because I think Phoenix versus Phoenix favors MaxPax, but we'll see. herO wins this. He wins the entire tournament. He came in from the upper bracket. If MaxPax wins this, we go into another best of 3. Thank you, Eshworth. Phoenix, you know, I would say forced to use their energy to pick up these units, but when it comes to Phoenix versus Phoenix battles, which they both should be very aware of, you don't really get an opportunity to use the Phoenix lifts on probes anyway. Not like any other scenario where usually if you get Phoenix, you have some time to get probe lifts, or drone lifts, or SCV lifts, I should say. But yeah, Phoenix versus Phoenix, yeah, not really going to happen. Stargate's coming down. Second Stargate's coming down for both players at basically the same time. And there was a couple of games where herO did seem to have a subpar build. Talking very, very, very specific things, but for these guys, very important. Where the 4th gas came down too fast, he's since fixed that. So I would say, unless you plan on getting a Sentry, I think, is maybe one of the differences, then the 4th gas isn't necessary super quickly. It is eventually necessary, as you will get not only double Phoenix production, but you'll also get Fleet Beacon, triple Stargate. And then I guess if we really went on for a long time, then maybe into Tempest and Carriers and stuff. But no battles happening yet. 5 Phoenix to 6 in MaxPax's advantage. For some reason, herO not able to get the second Phoenix produced as fast. And if that is still his gas timing, then I don't know what to say. MaxPax is just perfecter. 8 to 7. But they're not all together. MaxPax still reinforcing. His own Adept is going to get a little scout, and more than that, he could legitimately threaten a couple of probes. The goal here for herO is to obviously get as many Phoenix as his opponent. Hope Defender's Advantage kicks in. But it's also to not have his Phoenix spread out too much. If they're constantly zipping left to right because of the Adept Shade, he doesn't want to get lazy and let them like sit somewhere and spread out. Because once they spread out, the other guy is going to target fire the one that's farthest away. All of his Phoenix will shoot. Yours will not all shoot. And he was bulked up there, but he lifted the Adept for half a second during the Phoenix battle. And that can sometimes be enough. That's probably one of the reasons MaxPax decided to let the Adept actually shade. Is that he said, okay, I think I can take this fight. Not quite the case, but still has that half Phoenix advantage. No one making that jump to Fleet Beacon quite yet. Well, as I say it, both of them do at the exact same time. Last time these two played Phoenix vs. Phoenix, there was kind of a funny game by herO where he tried to do something almost too fancy. Did he just lose? I don't know. He might have just lost. 8 to 5 Phoenix now. Anyways, where he totally neglected Fleet Beacon, Phoenix range. I think there was like a classic game where that happened too. And both times the gamble didn't work out. Whatever else you got, like a faster 3rd Stargate for more production, for more Phoenix versus Phoenix with faster range. Generally not a good idea. But there is a bit of a gamble in it, in that if you can get into your own Phoenix range, the short Phoenix range, you stay there. So you kind of negate the longer Phoenix range. But it's depending on your opponent messing up, which is not usually what you want to do. It is Fleet Beacon to Fleet Beacon. 4th base coming down from MaxPax, ahead of herO's by quite a bit. herO did warp in a Zealot. He wanted to clear out the pylons of MaxPax. Reduce his vision. But I gotta tell you, I'd take that Nexus. He also is getting just frankly, literally more probes. So he's trying to saturate his base prior to expanding, which is I'm sure there's someone out there who wants to do the math on like if that's more effective or not, but I think the outside of the literal math benefit of either choice, saturating first or expanding before that, the other thing, the non-math bonus to getting your 4th base up and running already is that you can produce static defense. Not really in this type of game, though. Phoenix versus Phoenix, not heavily static defense dependent, so. It does seem like MaxPax is now getting the benefit. He's kind of winning the math between the two. Well, he also has 2 more probes, so. But he eventually caught up and, well, I don't know. herO kind of got that peak, but there's a difference here. I don't know. Very small things. And even though MaxPax got what is usually a very big thing, a 3 Phoenix lead, he didn't maybe realize how big of a lead it was. It is difficult to tell how many Phoenix your opponent has. Or even how many you have. But you can, you got your box select to help you out there. And maybe just thought that he would not be able to win. It's always tough because he would have defender's advantage working against him, so maybe he wouldn't have won. But a 3 Phoenix difference often leads to victory for the higher Phoenix player. Even considering that defender's advantage. We are moving on to the next stage of air PvP, I guess is what you would call it now. +1 is on the way for herO. MaxPax has yet to invest in air upgrades. His mothership pops out. herO's mothership has already popped out. MaxPax was denied these gases, which seems critical to his upgrade timings. So that was very important. herO kind of, I don't know, getting lucky, still able to see the 4th base building late, but then get the gases still in. Guardian Shield, Time Warps, everyone ditto. No defender's advantage I could really see except for fast reinforcements, but we started off with that Phoenix bonus from MaxPax, didn't we? +1 also isn't done, so that wasn't exactly a perfect timing there. With +1 done, and herO should be clicking on his opponent's air units, I think you go for it. +1 is really big. Phoenix shoot quite fast and twice. But just so hard to tell if that's... It's also, it's one of these things where if you commit, you're generally just straight up going to commit. So this is no, I'll poke them and see if I really do have more, and then I'll escape if I don't. There's no running away once you've committed. So you can definitely see why herO would be hesitant, even though at this point he should know that he has a Phoenix upgrade advantage. Yeah, does that mean he wins? Guardian Shield active again for both players, although herO is actually kind of out of his own Guardian Shield, so I shouldn't say that. Guardian Shield is far more effective for MaxPax. Still might not matter enough, though. Equal number of Phoenix, but MaxPax just lost his mothership. I was totally not paying attention to Cloak. I don't know if that affected any of these battles. I assume they both had detection. But this does not look good for MaxPax. He does not have enough Phoenix. His mothership died, and his +1 still is not done. The gas is stolen away from him. His inability to start up his upgrade might have just been what killed MaxPax here. And the OBS is no longer here for MaxPax. So maybe it was for the last cloak opportunity, but herO could cloak again. That's exactly what he does. MaxPax forced to flee, wait that out. And I think he's done it. herO plays the Phoenix versus Phoenix game, and he wins it. With a couple of gas steals, really. MaxPax thinking maybe he got a faster 5th, maybe he's got a shot. I don't know. But he's just trying to wait for more Phoenix. Hope that maybe herO stops reinforcing. Or stops paying attention and microing. That +1 absolutely made a difference. There might have also been a cloaking mishap where MaxPax didn't have detection that also would give herO an entire extra volley before MaxPax even notices and tries to run away. And MaxPax is on his last life, so he does not want to give up, but he is dead. It is literally a numbers game. And there's no reason for herO not to just chase after all this. You know, if MaxPax had a forge, and he does, maybe if he had started planting down cannons every which way. But zealots were produced, and I guess we're stopping him from doing that, so... GG's. herO takes the entire Open Cup in the first series that he has to play, the only series in the finals he has to play. And that'll be that. GG's.